One, the predictions of the temperature this morning, yeah, believe me, 18 degrees. I don't think the weatherman stood a chance. I thought 20 degrees was reasonable, but no, Barbara takes it out. She was very bold with it as well. Wednesday, June the 8th, middle of the week, and well, what do you know? It's Galaxy's birthday today. We've been celebrating all day. We really, really have. And, we were supposed to have an interview with the Hammond brothers earlier on. They're stuck in Philly right now, unfortunately, and we couldn't quite make that connection, but we'll get back to them. Having said that, we've known this young man for a little while now, I've got to be honest with you. He originally came to us through Galaxy Artist Page, and we find out very, very much down the track that he's also associated with big records. So let me do this. Galaxy. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and got to welcome along everybody who's joining us this morning. So happy to have you on board, and yes, we are celebrating 8 years on air today. It is an absolute pleasure to do something on our birthday. Normally we'd take the day off and we'd just party, but today we thought, no, we're going to work. We're going to have some fun, and we're going to interview somebody. So we're going to talk to Sasha Herbert from the band Slant Six. Yes, coming out of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. And believe me, absolutely fascinated with this young man. I really, really am. But at the same time, he's had a few health issues. We'll find out how he's feeling at the moment. And let's get it underway. He's also a member of Big Records.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music Viewership.
That's right, and we are so happy to be in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, Sony Music The Orchard, and I've got to welcome along Dwayne Watson as well. Nice to have you on board, brother man. Hope you're feeling a little better. Believe me, we're a little worried about your health, my friend. We really, really are. But having said that, today we're talking to Sasha Herbert from the band Slant Six. Let's bring on the storm. So that gives us a couple of minutes to get to know each other. And again, I apologise if you've got to look at this. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Joyce Briggs is watching as well. Nice to have you on board, Joyce. It is an absolute pleasure to have you with us. And if you or anybody else later on down the track want to watch this on YouTube, you know what to do, right? No, you do. Seriously, no. You do. Yes. Honestly, sub, thumb, bell, bingo. And why I say bell is notifications when we have important people like, of course, Sasha joining us from the band Slant Six. And believe me, you're going to love this one. You really, really are. Thumb, get epileptic with the thumb. Like us, lots. And well, why not subscribe while you're there? Yeah, honestly. Be part of the noise. That's the Galaxy family, the Galaxy fans. We don't call them fans, we don't call them an army, we call them a noise, simply because it is growing exponentially every day. Believe me, be a part of it. But today we're talking to Sasha Herbert, coming from the band Slant Six, and believe me, I've been wanting to do this for a little while. I really, really have, and it is such a pleasure to be able to do it on the 8th birthday of Galaxy. It really is. Sasha, it's a pleasure to have you with us, my friend. It really, really is. What I'll do is, as we go through this, I'll give you stats and bits of information that I receive, and possibly fan questions. Of course, we don't ask all of the fan questions, simply because some of them are just not appropriate. You know what I mean? But having said that, we'll give you the amount of cities, amount of countries that are tuned in right now. We are a global station, so we go everywhere. And believe me, I think there's only about 190 odd, or almost 200 countries in the world, and I think we've got pretty much all of them, bar a couple. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So we've got about 3 minutes to go. And I want to talk to you also about RCR Records as well. As we go through this, get a little bit of information. I know what it means. As I said, I got the bio here. I got the skinny, literally. And we'll cover a lot of stuff in here. And we want to get to know you as a person, you as a songwriter, what inspires you, all that sort of stuff. Okay?
Okay.
Then I'll throw some funny stuff at you as well. So don't be, shocked when that happens. Okay? I used to be a stand-up comedian once. Yeah, honestly, bro. Once upon a time. I mean, I've been a sound engineer for almost 40 years, and that's not only studio but front of house as well. I've been a radio announcer almost about the same amount of time, and I took a step away from it for a while. I wanted a hiatus, so somebody says to me, come and be a stand-up comedian. That was a whole experience in its own right. It really was. But I've toured around the world with some of the biggest bands in the world. I've worked with some of the biggest bands in the world as a front of house engineer, and I've recorded in some of the, worked in some of the best recording studios in the world as well. So believe me, here at Galaxy we listen to the music, we decide whether we want to do the interviews, everything like that. It goes through a board, it goes through production and Barbara are picky, they fight about it. And then it comes to me, I have a listen to it to see if I want to do the interview. And once all of those boxes are ticked, we do the interview, if you know what I mean. So it's a bit of a process, it really is. So I got to say, welcome to the Galaxy family, my friend.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
As you may understand, I talk a lot. We have about 55 seconds. Are you ready to go? You okay? You sure? Haven't bored you yet, have I? No? Franco Nanucci is watching. Hello, Franco.
Thank you for the birthday.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and it is an absolute pleasure to have everybody joining us. Jigabye is joining us. Nice to have you on board. This is a friend of yours, isn't it?
It is.
Out of Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely nice to have Jigabye with us. Now, at the same time, guys, check this out. We're talking, of course, to Sasha Herbert from the band Slant Six. Now, somewhere along the way, we've known about Sasha Herbert and Slant Six for a little bit of a while now, quite a while in fact. There has been health issues. We've been meaning to do this for some time, and today, finally, we're getting to do the whole interview. What's happened here? Oh yeah, there we go. Try that. Something kind of weird happened there, I got to be honest with you. I don't know what it was. But welcome to Galaxy, Sasha.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure to have you on board, my friend. It really is. Not quite sure what's going on with the equipment here. I think, can somebody check that that's actually going out live? Can you have a look at that? Just want to be sure, because something made a bit of a funny sound, I've got to be honest, so I want to make sure. Go and get a taco in. And please bear with me, Sasha. It's one of those days. It really, really is.
I'm ready.
Having said that, my friend, and I really am interested in this, and it says it here in the bio, Slant Six proudly boasts in airplay internationally and has achieved a top 10 status on Valley FM 89.5. Yeah, it's crackly. I don't know why. but yeah, 86.5. Sorry, 89.5. Let me get that right. Simply because I don't usually give other radio stations a bit of a promo, but these guys are Australian, all right? And you know what I'm like with that, don't you? Sasha, how did you get yourself onto Australian radio?
Oh, well, we just ran into gentleman Isaac Banks on online, and talked to him for a little while, sent him some music, and he liked it, so that's basically how that happened. So it was just one of those things, yeah.
Okay, well, I tell you what, my friend, I kind of like to have a little bit of play with Australians, so be aware of that as we go through the interview. Now, I do have a fan question for you, my friend. It's coming from Rebecca. She's coming out of London, Ontario. Are you familiar with London, Ontario?
Yes, ma'am.
Yep, okay. Gosh, not actually sure what's going on with this morning. It just seems to be playing up exponentially. Let's try that. She's asking Sasha, as a fan, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, do you respond?
Oh, yes. We respond to all requests from fans or curious people. And we are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and we have our website, slant6music.com. And, yeah, if you have any questions, you want to talk to us directly, yeah, we'll respond, for sure.
Believe me, you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans now. You're not going to have any time to do anything. Now, Sasha, we opened up the show with Bring On the Storm. Tell me a little bit about this. How did you come to the lyrics of this?
Well, Bring On the Storm is just a song about how, things in life happens, and it seems like everything's going right, everything's okay, and you're a little surprised by that sometimes because things usually aren't going so good. So when life is good, you're just waiting around the corner, looking over your shoulder just to see when, things are going to hit the fan, and basically that's how it is. And eventually it happens, just keeps coming at you. But it's about making it through adversity and whatever it is going through your life. You just, taking it day by day, making it through, accepting it, fighting it.
Yep, I kind of get that. I really, really do. Got to say hi to Scott Knoll. Thank you very much for the birthday wish. And also to Sean Simpson. Sean, darling, nice to have you back again. It really, really is. Now, having said that, with the coalition of Bring On the Storm, Sasha, has this any bearing on the health issues that you've had? And how are you now? Are you better now?
I'm getting better. I had a little bout with cancer, and I still don't know whether it's over or not. I find out in a couple of weeks, but I've been through radiation treatments and chemo, and really took a toll on my body, so I'm trying to recover from that. It's getting better and better. So, yeah, I've got to get another scan here in a bit, and then we'll find out whether I beat it or not, or if there's more fighting to do.
Well, we here at Galaxy are concerned. We do want to wish you all the best. We really, really do. And our prayers, all of us here, and believe me, there's a few of us in the room right now, we all want to wish you all the best in the near future with this endeavour. We really do. Because we want to see you back on stage. We want to see you writing more songs, producing more music, and we really, really want to be able to know that you can do it absolutely without, being too stressful, without being too much of a drain on your health. You know what I mean?
Well, it'll take more than that to stop me. Like, I've got some shows coming. I've got some music we're still writing. And before I went into treatment, I recorded the lyrics to about 4 or 5 songs that now we're just going to finish the music. We're going to let them out as they go. So, that's not going to stop me. Like, I have to drop first, then I'll stop.
Believe me, I like that attitude. I really, really do. Now, flashes of life. tell me about this.
Oh, flashes of life. I was back when I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who was bipolar, and somehow the conversation shifted to his condition and what it's like, and what his life is like. And he really opened up to me, and it was over a few drinks, so that probably helped. But it was basically, the song is about the conversation, just what I got from the conversation, what it was, my idea of what it's like to be bipolar, the ups and downs of the mood swings and stuff like that he was telling me about. So that's where that came from.
You're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM. I'm joined today by Sasha from the band Slant Six, coming out of Edmonton. Yeah, Alberta, Canada. You're right, here at Galaxy. Oh, gosh. Damn, it's hot in here. It really is. I wonder what's going on with this. Honestly, Sasha, I've got a bit of crackling going on in the air. The microphone isn't picking up as well as it should be.
Okay.
And but I can get through this, and I can hear you very, very clearly, everything like that. So that's the important part, is I need to be able to hear you. You know what I mean? Everybody else can hear me. It's going okay?
Oh,
all right.
it's going okay.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, gosh. It's hot. It really is. I wonder how anybody can climb into a police station, especially Central Police Station in Auckland, the biggest police station there is, and go and steal documents on weapons. How does that happen?
Inside talk.
It's got to be. It really has to be. It really
Don't
does.
forget there's a few problems with our banks at the moment.
Yeah,
so
there
they're
is a few.
after some of the documents maybe to do with that.
Well,
registry.
what the documents are is homeowners who have weapons, right, and their addresses. Yeah. So lock up your guns. Here it is. So, Sasha, you've put this together since 2015.
I'm sorry?
You've had the band together since 2015.
Right, yes.
What inspired you to put Slant Six together?
It's kind of I'll make a long story short. I mean, in my younger days, I was in bands, cover bands and stuff like that, and then eventually the kids started coming around, and I just stopped. And my daughters grew up, and then they said, well, they're going to have their own band. And that's pretty much how I started managing and started the label. It was more to start, help them out. And then friends of mine came around, and my friend Will, he said, well, you should be in your own band too. You should do all this work. You should have your own band, and let's start a band. And he bugged me for about 2 years before I said, yeah, okay, all right, let's do it. And then he and I then got a lineup together, and then started writing songs, and then we've been at it since.
Very cool. Very, very cool. We've got about a minute to go. So, you look very rock and roll today, Barbara.
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you.
You dressed up for the birthday party.
Yeah. What do
Yeah,
you
right.
reckon, everyone? Am I dressed up?
You are. Look at you. I can see you here.
Okay.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 21 away from 12 o'clock, 28 degrees. It's unseasonably hot for winter time, it really is. And believe me, in here, add another 10 degrees with all the computers and everything going on. And we have a thing called Kiwi air conditioning right now. It's called Open the Bloody Window, please, will you? It really is. Today we're talking to Sasha Hibbert from the band Slant Six, coming out of Edmonton, and believe me, love Edmonton, we really, really do. Having said that, Sasha is, well, he's the general manager of his own label, RCR Records. And Sasha, I want to talk to you about Big E Radio Show. Now tell me about this. You're a radio announcer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the RCR Records, the label started about 2015, and the idea was to help local bands put their music out and get the distribution going for them and everything. And eventually I was approached by G Radio, and they said, "Hey, would you like to feature your bands on a show?" So I started that, and started airing that on Thursdays. And eventually Big E Radio came around, and they asked me if I'd like to have a show there. So, okay, and so we're doing that. And now I'm on Access Radio as well. So I have 3 different stations where I can promote local bands and Canadian content, and about mostly Edmonton and area. And I've been having fun with it.
Now, I'm kind of, a little apprehensive from time to time when Barbara sets me up with other DJs, because I always wonder, gosh, I hope I make it. These guys are good. You know what I mean? So, and how do you find it being a radio announcer? Do you enjoy the job?
I do, yes. I have a lot of fun with it, but I don't necessarily always have the time. So some of it is pre-recorded. So you're better than me. You're doing this live. I have the chance to say, "Oh, that didn't sound right. Stewie, do it again." You don't get to do that. So.
No, I don't. And believe me, we are live 24 hours a day. Lisa Saunders is joining us. Nice to have you on board, darling. It really, really is. Of course, Lisa is part of the Rise Up TV, Big Records and Sony Music, the Orchard team, and taking precious, precious time out of a day to join us here at Galaxy. It is always a pleasure to have those staff members with us, including Tim Steinreich. I gather he's somewhere on tour right now doing Rise Up TV stuff. We got a birthday message from him from the airport just yesterday. So believe me, we wish everybody there on tour having a good time as well. Now, Sasha, how long have you been writing songs?
Oh, I was probably 8 years old when I started or so.
So,
Yeah.
So what was your influences in getting into music, and how old were you when you really first decided, this is for me, this is what I want to do?
Oh boy. I started playing instruments. I was about 5 years old, and I think by the time I was 10 or 11, I was pretty sure I was going to have something to do with music in the future. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a musician or if it was going to be, radio or sound or something, but I knew I was going to have something to do with music pretty early on, yes.
Yeah, believe me, I was about the same, to be very honest with you. I got into music about 5 years of age, but, well, I can't sing. To be let me be straight up. I sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me, literally. I try and save them that, pain. But I always was fascinated with music one way or another. So, yes, I got into radio. Yes, it got me into production and everything like that as well. I got all my degrees, everything like that, from one of the most prestigious universities here in New Zealand. And believe me, it's not a place you really want to go to school, I've got to be honest. In the winter time, I'm sure you're familiar with snow and where you are and everything like that. Well, believe me, where I went to university, just like that. You can get it, knee deep in snow. Well, for me, that really wasn't an option. I didn't want to do that. But I put myself through that for 5.5, 6 years. But I landed in one of the biggest radio stations in the world, in the country, and, well, never looked back, I got to be honest. And I got to thank my sponsors for putting me through that. Having said that, you were mentioning that you also had a daughter or daughters that are getting into music and getting into bands and everything like that, and you're managing them yourself. Does that make the Slant Six plus another band as you tour around?
Not necessarily. Like, their type of music is really different, so it doesn't necessarily gel on a show. But I mean, I manage a few bands. I started with them originally, and then other local bands came and asked if I could help them out. So I mean, there's a few going around. And then when we're on tour, we usually pair. If we're gonna pair up with anybody, it'll be somebody that matches. The show will work. But as far as my daughters go, we did share a stage a few times. In their first band was more of a rock and roll band, and now they're doing more folk stuff. So, yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Now, Tracy Chapman, coming out of Illinois, is asking, are you planning on doing tours anytime soon? Can we go and see a show in or around Illinois?
We'd love to. There's nothing planned right now, but I mean, in the future, yes. Like we want to go stateside and get out there. Yes, that's part of the plan.
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk to you more about doing international shows very, very shortly. But first of all, I suppose if you're going to do a state show, you need to get packing. Tell me about get packing.
About what? I'm sorry?
Tell me about get packing.
Oh, get packing. Yeah. Well, get packing is about... I think we've all done this. We've all had... You walk into a bar or a public place, and you're there for a good time, and there's that one person there, and you realize, this guy's going to ruin my evening, isn't he? And this is about... And you just know it, and things start going down, and so it's best about telling that guy, you know what, just get out of my way, get back, and get out of here, I'm here for a good time, not for you.
I like it, I really, really do. So, live here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined by Sacha from the band Slant Six, here is Get Packing. How you feeling, Sasha? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
You don't need a stiff drink or maybe a psychiatrist yet?
Nope.
Very.
All right, I got some water. I'm good.
Okay.
You're a little crackly. He's okay. Everything else is good. It's just you're a little crackly.
Yeah, this is a little crackly. I get it. I'm getting it through the headphones as well. 187 countries? That's not bad. 187 countries tuned in right now.
Nice. Right on.
That's not bad. Craig Devine is joining us as well. Nice to have Craig on board. Welcome, Craig. It is a pleasure to have you on board. And believe me, you should go and check out Slant Six. Great music. It really, really is good music. I play it in my car. I really do. In fact, I was playing it on the way to work at 11:30 last night. How's that? Oh, believe me, I usually start work between 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm lucky to get home some nights by about 8 o'clock in the evening, you know what I mean? Since this COVID thing happened, we went from 25 staff down to about a half a dozen, and I get the short straw because the IT guys and everything like that don't want to come out at 1 o'clock in the morning to fix the computers. So,
yeah, no.
So being one of the bosses, I get the short straw, literally, and I have to be here about 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night, and babysit the equipment simply because of things like Wi-Fi outages, computers wanting updates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Each and every one has its own kind of personality. I think they're all females, to be honest, because I could find a word for them. Really good. Shirley O'Neill was joining us. Nice to have Shirley on board, and welcome to Galaxy, Shirley. It's a pleasure to have you. Be a part of the noise, the Galaxy fan club. It really, really is fantastic. It's growing every day. It really is. And I see Lisa is watching from. Hiya, love me some Slant Six, says Lisa. Oh, there you go. Lisa Saunders from Big Records and also from Rise Up TV.
Oh, right, Lisa. Yes, I know who she is.
Have you been on tour with them yet?
No, we ended it. They had a tour that ended in Edmonton, and we headlined it, but we didn't actually do the tour. It was planned to go, and then I got my. Basically, I went to the doctor. That's when I found out that I was getting sick, so I thought better not go.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Revolution Engine took our place.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, they're not bad either, actually. They're quite.
No,
good.
they're not. Yeah, not a bad band. Not at all.
Have you considered maybe coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
Yes, we have. Like we thought, because I mean, we get a lot of feedback from New Zealand and from Australia, stuff like that. So we thought, you know what, we got to save up some coin and get over to that part of the world one day.
Nice.
And so, because we do get a lot of feedback from there, and sometimes more than even locally. So.
Okay. Well.
Yeah, we'd like to get out there.
Let me talk about that. Let me
You don't
talk
give
about
away the plane tickets, though.
No, they don't. But let me talk about that, because you never know. I might be able to work something out with you on that one. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Now, Sasha, as you know, we're coming into winter here in Galaxy, here in New Zealand, and over there I think you're coming into summertime right now. Let me tell you about this. Coming into summertime last year, the boss has come to me and says, Grant, what would you like for summer? And I says, well, I want a fan. And they went, yeah, that's achievable. I says, something about, well, I don't know, 6'2", blonde, blue-eyed, comes from Sweden, about 18 years of age, she can do this all day, and they got me a gold ear. Okay. Yeah. Cheap, but they got me one at least, I kind of like my idea better, I've got to be honest with you, and I could put her well at work at the moment, because, 28.4 degrees outside in the winter time is unseasonably hot. It really is. And in here, even warmer, it really is. Now, Sasha, during the little break that we were having just now, I asked you if you consider, coming to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences. Maybe we can even do something, seeing Australians as well. Maybe we could do something there as well. Now, at the same time, I did ask you if you'd been on tour with Rise Up TV. And, Mark from Rise Up TV, the owner and founder of the company, is a very, very good friend of ours. And we've been talking just quietly about, he wants to come over here and do a TV show with, of course, Galaxy staff and everything, do some bands up and down the countryside, bring some bands with him, mix and mingle, if you know what I mean. And of course, we're looking for characters and everything like that. I don't know who the New Zealand character would be. Really. Don't know. Wouldn't have a clue. Maybe it's you, Barbara. You're the character. Is that what it is?
No.
It's the beauty, not the beast.
It's him.
Isn't it? There you go. Well, I've found it. Mark likes Barbara. That's got to be the solution. because it couldn't be me, really couldn't. But what we do is we're going up and down the country. Now, do you know much about New Zealand, Sasha?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I know it's beautiful. I've seen pictures. I've met people from there, but no, I haven't been, so I don't know too much about it.
Okay. Well, most people, would you believe, the first thing I say is, do you know anything about New Zealand? The first thing they say is Lord of the Rings. Right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know that, but I mean, I don't think that's what it tells you what the country is like.
No, but I got to admit, there's some absolutely fantastic scenery in Lord of the Rings. At the same time, I'll give you a little bit of information there. Peter Jackson, the producer of Lord of the Rings, well, I went to university with the man.
Right.
Yeah, believe me. He's on the rich list here in New Zealand right now, and I know why, because way back then, he wouldn't buy a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't get rich spending money, that's...
No, but they don't mind drinking your beer.
Nope.
You know what I mean? But that was Peter Jackson all over, believe me. Absolute genius when it came to making movies, but way back in the day when we were going to university, you should have a look at some of those ones. Questionable at best, I've got to be honest with you. Now, having said that, you are familiar with New Zealand, kind of, and you are familiar with Australia. Now, let me tell you about New Zealand. We're made up of 3 islands, starting with the smallest and working up. And literally, the smallest island in New Zealand literally is the only island that got a name. I'm not kidding you. It's called Stewart Island.
Okay.
Good manly name, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yep.
Stewart Island.
Yep.
Okay.
And then whoever named New Zealand after that kind of ran out of imagination, called the next one South.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can see it coming, can't you? The next one after that is North, right? Yeah. Damn good imagination. It's like somebody who named the moon. Moon. That's something I want to rename as well, literally. Have you thought about this? I mean, scientists from around the globe hunt for brand new planets. We're finding new planets every day, new moons, everything like that. They have the audacity of going and naming these things. They don't go and ask the people on there, can we name your planet? They just go and name it, right?
Correct.
But, of course, ours is still called Moon. Now, I want to rename this, and believe me, I think I've got the perfect name for it. I think Celestial Body Brian might be a good name for the Moon.
Okay. Celestial Body Brian. Okay, I like it, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
but besides, it would look good on a check, don't you think? I think you would anyway. Having said that, tell me about Radio Dude. Is this about yourself?
No, not really. Radio Dude is more of a compilation of frustrations that I kept hearing all the time from a whole bunch of bands that I was working with. And, trying to get on the radio. So how do you get on the radio for the first time? The big radio stations and all that. They only play, music that have already been like streamed a million times and stuff like that. So we send them good music and they won't play it because they haven't heard of you, they haven't, you're not touring and stuff like that. So all the stories that you hear, I tried to put them on 3-minute little ditty called Radio Dude, and basically telling radio stations to get over themselves. There are people in the business who have decided that they're the authority on what people want to hear, and they clearly have no clue, because nobody wants to hear the same song 25 times, and all those big stations rotate those songs so many times. You can hear, literally, if you leave the radio on one station, you will hear that same song at least 10 times in one day. But and then they said they don't have room for new music. Excuse me.
It means you haven't got the right agent paying the right money and the right sponsors behind you. That's what it means, basically. For us here, let me tell you, I don't call myself part of that deal. I really don't, because you are right here on radio. We do play you here. We play you around the world, and believe me, Sasha, you are very much becoming a hit. In fact, 1,791 requests for Radio Man since we've been playing it, so believe me, people are taking notice. Here is Slant Six on Galaxy Radio, dude. How many cities?
2,214.
Okay, 2,214 cities are tuned in right now. That's not bad, bro. Believe me.
That's good.
Yep.
That's good.
And we're giving the bird to all radio stations that think that they are above it. Because you're not. You're not. Honest. And I dare you to have the listenership that we've got. So change your attitude, guys. Get with the plan and play tomorrow's music today. Indie music, believe me, as long as it's good, will make a world impact, much like Slant Six. So if you guys are in radio over there and you're watching this, change your attitude. Get over it. Don't charge the artists, the indie artists. Don't charge them money. Honest. Charge your sponsors. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about it because I don't like to charge the hard-working artist who's struggling like hell to try and make a living and try and get somewhere. And you get radio stations that just want to charge the earth to try and give you a half promise that maybe we might play you about 11 o'clock at night when nobody's listening. You know what I mean?
Right.
I hate that. I do. I've been in the game long enough to see it too many times, and well, that's pretty much one of the reasons why we started up this radio station about 8 years ago, was simply to stop exploiting the hell out of artists.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Well, the thing is, from somehow all the artists that we talk to, they talk to their friends, and before you know it, their friends are tuning in, they're being a part of it. They're also in bands and whatever. They're getting in touch with us as well. And it became not only, because we were first thinking, we might get 10 listeners 8 years ago, right? Now we have millions all around the world. And I'll give you those stats at the end of this. No use giving them to you now because it's still going up, okay? But believe me, bro, we were very happy with 10 people when we first started this. We were. We didn't think of it.
Somebody heard it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was just like that. People are ringing in. They're doing what? Yeah, I remember those days. I really do. Have we discussed putting Sasha into the magazine? May have already been.
Yeah,
okay, well, I'll
you can ask him
find
after
out.
the
Yeah,
show.
we'll find out. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Kim King is joining us. Nice to have you on board, King. It really, really is. And nice to have a first-time listener, watcher, enjoying the show as well. Thank you very, very much. Now, Sasha, can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
There we go. I'm losing cans. Yeah, there we go. Sasha, you're not a vegan, are you?
A vegan? No.
You're a meteorologist like me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The question is this. Have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
No.
But believe me, Sasha, I ask everybody this because I want to know, are they made of real vegans? It took him a minute, but he got there. It took a moment, but he got there. There was no tears shedding or anything like that. Believe me, we will get there. Believe me. As I said, if you want a psychiatrist, I do have one in your area. I really do. You might need one after this. Now, Sasha, tell me about Shedding Tears, because this seems to be the one track that everybody relates to. Why do we have 2,500 requests for this track? What makes it so special?
Well, I think Shedding Tears, everybody relates to. Everybody's had that moment, I think, where they feel they've been in the dark and working in the shadows, supporting everyone else, and eventually decide that it's time for themselves, and if they don't do it now, it'll never happen. So, you know, when you're supporting people or helping people out all the time, you tend to lose track of yourself, and it's just, you know, sometimes you have to get a realization that, you know, if you're not going to do it for yourself, nobody else will, you know, so just get out there and do it. So, yeah, Shedding Tears, the title came from the idea of looking back at a life and not liking what you're looking at. So, and then making the decision to change the future.
Yeah, believe me, my past left me years ago. It just didn't want to put up with me anymore. You're right here at Galaxy. Yeah. Excuse me. Shedding tears. Sorry about that, bro. A bit of asthma. I get a bit of asthma from time to time. I apologise about that. I really do. Now, Sasha, we're going to wrap it up after this, but please don't go anywhere because, of course, Barbara wants to take some photos, same with some of the other staff that we have here as well. And Barbara will turn it all into a movie and everything like that. You'll get a copy of it. You'll be able to show all your friends, or maybe show the ones you don't like the most. You know what I mean? They might find it more amusing, literally. And she'll turn it into a cartoon. Are you familiar with Lazy Indie magazine?
I'm not sure. Which magazine?
Lazy Indie magazine. It comes out of India.
Oh, no.
You're not? Okay. What I might do is I'll
Because he's big records, they might want to put him.
Okay, yeah, okay, well there's a good idea too. I might get Barbara to have a chat to the crew from Big Records because they're associated with Lazy Indie magazine, much like us, and see if they can get you into that. If they don't, get back in touch with us, and you know, over the next number of months or so, if they don't get you in there, and I'll see what Barbara can do about getting you into it. I think you're a superb artist and should
I've known
put in there.
Sasha since March.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Nice. And please keep using the Galaxy Artist page. Doesn't matter if you've got a new poster, a new logo, a new song, you're going to the opening of a shoebox. Don't care. Use it, because believe me, bro, there are so many people who use that, and go and have a look, see what other people are up to. And it could be a promoter, it could be an artist, it could be a venue, it could be an ordinary person like you and me, if you know what I mean. But it's all about promoting yourself, okay, bro?
Sure, yeah, for sure. Thank you very much.
We want to be able to help you out as much as possible, get you that expose as many ways as possible.
Yeah.
And in fact...
I'll talk to Mark about that trip to New Zealand too.
Yeah. Give Mark a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
Yeah, sure.
We're talking to Mark later.
Yeah, we are. We're actually talking to Mark in a couple of hours.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have a chat to him about it as well. And I'll tell him to watch out for you because he's going to poke you in the eye.
Yeah. Hopefully, he can lower the prices for us.
Yeah. You never know. You never know. But let's wrap it up from here. But please don't go anywhere just yet. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 10 minutes after 12 o'clock noon, lunchtime here in New Zealand. 28 degrees, would you believe that? Is absolutely phenomenal. And it is Wednesday, middle of the week, June the 8th. It's Galaxy's birthday today, and we're all celebrating. We really, really are. And the only way we can do it is celebrate properly by interviewing some poor victim. Unfortunately, Sasha Herbert was that one today. Nice to have you on board, Sasha. Now, please, I've got to ask you, are you writing more music? Are you recording more music? More importantly, Sasha, will you come back again?
Of course, yes. We've got some more music coming out. We've released a few songs recently. We've got plans for another one probably next month. And yes, I will come back anytime. Anytime you want me here, I'll be here.
Absolutely brilliant. And believe me, keep in touch with Barbara, because believe me, everybody needs a Barbara anyway. I've got to be honest with you. But keep in touch with Barbara. Put through that music through to Barbara. She'll make sure production get it. We'll get it on the air and everything like that. Just one small question though. Next time you're near a 58, a recordable 58 microphone, if you know what I mean, how would you like to do a couple of voice drops for me saying, hi, it's Sasha from Slant Six, and you can hear me on Galaxy 107 FM, something like that. It's about promoting you, bro, and the more times people hear your voice, get to know the name of your band, who you are, and everything like that, believe me, then they go on the interwebby thing and find out, and before you know it, you're selling music, if you know what I mean.
Right, yeah, I'll make you some for sure. Yeah.
Very cool. Now, I do have one question, and believe me, Tracy is asking, and she's coming out of Timaru down the west coast, right down the bottom of the South Island. Do you have? How do we get hold of your music? Do you have a website? Can we buy your music on your website? And more importantly, do you have merch that we can buy as well?
Okay. Our website, www.slant6music.com. You can find our music there. Music is also available on iTunes, Deezer, all those sites for streaming or downloading. You can find merch on the Big Records page in the store. There's t-shirts there, hats, I believe, and all sorts of things. And if you want, if anybody wants a CD, they can shoot us an email and we'll send it wherever. We'll do that.
Very, very cool. Believe me, you might even get a few people buying merch right now. Having said that, do you have a spare t-shirt? Now, the reason why I say this is, and believe me, I get a lot of people to send me t-shirts. And today I'm wearing Delacoma, coming out of Australia too, by the way, the Vampire album. People, while I'm doing the interviews, before you know it, they're actually on the interwebby thing, finding out who it is that I'm wearing. You know what I mean? And then they go and buy more merch. So unfortunately, you never know, you might be bestowed with some money at some stage.
Well, if Barbara sends me a mailing address, I will ship out a t-shirt for you for sure.
Very, very cool. I'll get all the details from Barbara through to you as soon as possible. If you want to throw in a couple of CDs, you never know, we might be able to do a giveaway as well. So
there might just be room in the box for that.
Awesome. Simply, it's about promoting Slant Six and wanting to get the music out there as much as possible. And believe me, we love our audience, and it doesn't matter where in the world you are. If you keep in touch with us and you take part of the competitions, we'll make sure those prizes do get to you. You can be in Holland, you can be in Bloemfontein, for instance, or you could be in Reefton down the west coast of South Island. You never know. We will get it to you, literally. Sasha, please don't go anywhere just yet, but thank you so much for joining us here at Galaxy. Has been an absolute pleasure, and welcome to the Galaxy family.
Well, thank you. It was my pleasure.
You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and for those of you that are going to watch it a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do. Yes, sub, thumb, bell, bingo. Have a great day.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music Their Worship.